Hello, hello. I just passed a gigantic sliver. I think that's how you say it. And took a shock. I was debating it for a while. Sort of seemed wrong. But I considered the gigantic a lot lower than the shock for a while. I had to go on my previous assertions. And there was the muscle sliver too. This pack's crazy. I lost the other day with 4 corrupts in my deck. It was so crazy. 2 negates. And I had, 4 in my hand at one point. Thought I was going to win for sure. Double negate. And then forget some life gain or something. Well, as good as corrupt is, some pacifism as well. I gotta get out here with the plate mail. It's nice to see it like that. Well, usually I would say, or talk about the Mystic rather, at least, if nothing else. It's amazing, but solidly on the red train. You've got to choose this. Certainly gotta take the Raider. I mean, experience tells me, for whatever that's worth, that there's no point. You jump into a second color like that, excuse me, when you've got such good reason to just stay on track. Use the train analogy again. Nice. Those green cards are wonderful. Root Wall is amazing. Unreal. Ordinary Eul's Isle. Ridiculous, but good to see that. Ugh. Now, this is sort of where I'm going to fork in the road. Liturgy. Much better than Goblin Shortcutter. But really, the Shortcutter would be such a nice addition. Liturgy is that much better. Wow. Good things. Path is great though. Huh. Shrivel or Fortify? I think Fortify. I think it's better overall, but you could argue whether my black was more doable at that point, or white. Probably carried more weight, as I like to say, in the path. It's just those 2 cards alone. Liturgy's arguably even better than path, so could be a landslide for black. I like path a lot though. Roughly the same as liturgy. You could argue either's place ahead. Oh my god. How the fuck did that make that? And here's a classic one. Used to think Duress was better. I used to even take Dark Favor over this for sure, but not necessarily anymore. Anyways, Duress and Mind Rot equally as good. Par with each other, but Mind Rot, I think it has an edge. That's my official stance. Nothing red. Could have been coincidences or whatever that I got most red cards, and my guy beside me was even in red already. Or started to get into red and stopped passing me some. Excuse me, but it does seem after that Raider, or maybe the Outrage, didn't see anything. Oh, never mind, I didn't pass the Shortcutter. Jumped into black a little bit, thankfully. That's where I'd like to think I'm open enough to, and I've done it many times, but to cut the first 3, 4 picks even. Just not even use them, jump into another color, due to consistency really basically. Versus the initial power of a couple good picks. Cauldron. Nice Essence Scatter. So I suppose I'm going to just ramble here for a moment as usual, but I always feel like as much as I just waste my time talking about nothing and whatnot, I feel like I'm hesitant sometimes, not in discussing anything for any reason other than just not being able to, just sort of having so many ideas and not telling any of them as opposed to half of them come to my head or whatever, stories or whatever. But a really boring story with the other day. I had an amazing blue, white, round 2 all in. Game 3, just sweaty, fucking bare knuckle. So what's this? It was a really, really tough match. I needed it. Needed it desperately. No cash, nothing good going on really. It was my night. I couldn't play Magic anymore if I lost. And I thought I stabilized. Had a couple little early things. I think I had a Suntail Hawk out. And opponent's got a Forest. And what was his other color? I think he's playing white too. Maybe green-white, but certainly green. And I dropped my early board. I got down to like 16 or something, whatever. He doesn't have anything on the board. And this is game 3, bear in mind. Need to win. Just so happy to, I'm like, yes, I got this. I'm like, just, you never know, but I got this, no problem. Essence Scatter in hand. I've got, whatever, it's turn 4, so I guess it is technically turn 4 and 5, or whatever, right now. A couple planes, Essence Scatter in hand, developed board, like I said. And I've got a Banisher Priest or Banishing Priest, I think. I don't remember. It's gonna drive me crazy. Either way, the Beat Priest, the white one. And, like, I'm styling, right? I've got a counter spell to counter his next creature. I can remove something. I had, like, other things too, like a nice little mitt, right? You know, it's doing good on top of the world. Gonna get my 4 packs and keep playing. Have a good night. Savage Summoning. Like, oh, okay, fine. Into a certain 3/3 hexproof little creature. And that was the start of a nightmare. But oh my god. It hurt. It was funny though. Just sort of let it happen. I was just, you know, sort of in disbelief. That's the story. I love Magic though. I did think of that too immediately. I was like, oh, this is the best game ever. You have to think about those rares. I always like to say I'm the guy who can think about that he could have any combination, as anybody really knows, but any combination of cards. That's the bottom line. Conjuring is particularly appealing now with my little skeleton. Show of Valor. Good, playable. Not top tier. Mastodon is cute. So is the Spy. Don't know, I was really thinking about it. I guess just because the other guy is cooler, he's technically worth more or whatever. The Soul Mender. Just realized that I could possibly even be playing him. If I had to. See a bunch of good white stuff. No red. Could turn into black-white. Those 2 paths are nice now. Really garbage pack. Move around a little bit. Stretching exercises recently. Feels good. Chef's embrace. It reminds me to stay so stiff. I always just do when I'm talking. I think I'm just tense in social situations sometimes. It translates to talking into this screen. Sadly. Anyways, pacifism. Chef's embrace. That's what I'm looking at. That's it. Those are my options. Mark of the Vampire, for some reason, if you've watched any of my M14 videos, you'll see that I pass them often. It's a very good card, but for some reason I'm not impressed. It's George St. Pierre's. Misquoted already, or misrepresented, basically. That comment was funny. It's talking about his opponent's win. He wasn't impressed. But he meant it in a nice way. He's just came off this translation kind of thing. Because George St. Pierre is a really nice guy. He didn't mean it disrespectfully. He just meant in a respectful way. He's got it. He's got it covered. Blood Baron or active treason. That Banisher priest is interesting. I do this almost to my disservice. That's the staying open in the 3-color thing I talk about a lot. And you can hold on just too long, or I can, and not ditch a second color or a third color for staying to the 2. Like just making up my mind a little bit earlier is what I should do sometimes. Which is that second color? If that's how the draft goes, I mean, you could be monocolored from pack 1, possibly. Particularly black or red. Sort of exciting myself thinking about M14 again now. Just drafting this because I haven't been doing it. I've been doing other stuff. And just thinking about being more open, drafting open stuff. Different theories. I've always wanted to sort of explore a little bit with like 3 or 4 colors. I found it difficult. I have certainly considered it and whatnot, of course, but I'll be able to work with it. I mean, I can pretty much figure it out, but I don't. There's that small difference between actually theorizing about something and playing it. And if you're good, you can get close and pretty much know what's going to happen, but it's always that putting it into effect thing. It's kind of fun. But it doesn't seem like it's, from what I've gathered, that it's difficult to do. You're basically going to want to play 1 or 2 colors in this format. I mean, I've never even played 4 colors, I don't think. Maybe I have a few times. Splash, you get some dark steel and get some random. It's like shock. I'm trying to think of cards that you want to splash. That's the thing, a lot of them are double. And the good ones are greedy, like Corrupt and Lethargy and Volcanic Geyser. But I remember splashing, you know, like some young pyromancers, let's say. Shocks. Blight Canister, like 3 color like that. Path, you could even do this kind of thing. Splash paths and pacifisms for white. Green's not really worth splashing often. I can't think of any cards offhand that make that a 3rd color that you'd splash. I'm trying to think of it, like 3rd color green splash doesn't happen often because it's sort of all about consistency in green. Like, here's an example of the greediness that green wants, or the single-mindedness. guess you could splash for jumping most valuable card, the Hunt the Week or whatever. And then maybe, I'm trying to think of other things, but I don't remember green being viable. This is splash. Thankfully I have just enough cards. Oh, I've got mind rods, I don't need those. Just leave they are. Don't play them often. Or just like think I have better cards. Like, let's say Child of Night. Set it to stop sending data. Just making sure if I can catch something and I'm not talking for no reason. Okay. Random moon time. Sorry. You get my lively page. This is anything apparently. I don't know. Awesome. It's against. It's the guy who was sort of trolling reporters. Essentially, started just randomly. He one day walked into the frame and said, "Fuck her right in the pussy," and it's caught on. Apparently, it's awesome. It's the kind of thing I used to hate. I wouldn't be able to appreciate years ago, but I find it hilarious, really, in a way. Like really. And there's a huge thing going on now. The classic Palestinian-Israeli conflict, which I could go into, talk about a lot. I love real events. But needless to say, my point is that they're playing out their debate in the media as they do, and it's totally going on right now. It's funny, just back and forth. You know, one accusing the other of being dastardly. It's kind of subscribed to. Talks a lot about that. I don't like to bog myself down with one issue. It's some really good stuff. Not just that. Poor people falling. That's always so sad. What? You hit a bird? Oh my god. It's the kind of thing that's so that's like, Jesus Christ. Something about that, I have no idea. Like the ineptitude of someone mixed with their attempted execution. It's like, you know, it's like it just exacerbates the comedic effect. Jesus. This crab's cute. Like another one, there's a cute crab yesterday commented on. And he's eating noodles. It's adorable. It's just so slow. Something's been wrong with Lively recently. Probably getting denial of service tax or something. Whatever that is, I just read that the other day. Again, third time I read it, I think. So, stuck in my brain. Because I have so limited knowledge of computers. It's just a simple concept. I thought, just vaguely picturing it as just sort of overloading a system with asking it things. Damn thugs, here he is, he's so adorable. Okay, this is not gonna go quickly, it's gonna be all choppy. And you're like, go back to the fucking magic, pause it, right, you idiot. Okay. Oh my god. So adorable. I suppose I should. a mountain. Origination's dead. Separates an artifact. Not matched, not told. Ooh. Wonderful. Back in it. Occasionally in the past, I would have pressed F6 at this point. I'd be professional. Not do that. Oh my god. Rip Van fucking Winkle. Yeah, I was getting shocked. I will. Which card, though? Okay. It's not the swamp. Can afford that. Pardon me. Well. Let's sip on this coffee and come up with the right answer. The ever-going conquest of idiocy. Okay, so not the swamp. Decided that. These guys are better than outrage, maybe. It seems like it is. If he doesn't play any creatures, then I keep ripping lands. Guys are for more than outrage. It's outrage rather than corrupt. That's the question. I didn't think so. But corrupt is so far away that really, I mean, if he kills this, I don't rip any more lands ever. I could just have a dead card in it. This will give me life gain and all that, blah, blah, blah. And it's great. I want it to give me a good late game. In case he starts getting crazy. Gain some life late game, whatever, dark damage, all that stuff. Anyways. You know what? I was going to chuck the swamp for sure. I was going to say... I mean, I wasn't going to chuck the swamp for sure. Sorry, now I'm thinking I might even. Like if I rip a mountain soon, especially with this thing going. Although he'll be able to block things soon, so I'll be cycling, aka getting more lands. Yeah, I don't know. Well, too bad. That would have been great. If I had known there was a mountain there, I would have thrown my swamp away. Kidding, of course. There's no way to know. Now I can chuck my land, so. If he's lucky enough to hit. What? I didn't even know I had that guy in my deck. Seriously. Do I have any enchantments at all? I don't think I do. What the fuck? I didn't even remember putting them. Outrage. Flashbird. It's surprising that he let me get a card. I guess he's gonna probably block that thing or whatever. Just worry about bigger threats. I almost don't want to. I'm sort of safe enough now. A few times I might not even want to. Like if I discard the mountain, I'm cycling through things. I'll likely get another land. If I don't, it's probably going to be something I can play. Although I really do need that land. I'd like to kill this thing right now. Because I'm getting the card back. This thing's so good. Disadvantage me when you kill this, but sort of tempo going late game a little more, I guess. I don't know why I used the word tempo there. It's, I guess, tempo back and forth. Yeah, making sure it doesn't kill me. Going to the late game, like I said, basically. but I really hate killing that bird. It sucks. Giving him the card back. Not a problem though, you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't be fooled by the, I don't know, just the, I hate being, what I'm trying to say is, I hate being sort of lulled into death. Like, oh, I'll take it, let that resolve, whatever, I'll just kill the next thing, I need to worry about something else, you know. Just so many times where you have to just concentrate specifically about the immediate threats to your board, and that's what you should normally be doing, or to your life, whatever. Like, the game is pretty simple when it comes down to it, really. Just look at exactly what's killing you, or what might kill you, how you're gonna maybe kill him. Not good information, I'm sure, I know. Tell me nothing here, but seriously, just analyzing and just taking your time to, you know, assess everything about the board and the game. That's the simple way to go. I like to think I've got that. It's one of my few skills. As ironic as it is, because I hardly ever even practice my discipline of total mental coverage. I'm doing that though for my little project I'm making. By the way, it's what I'm spending all day on. My Boston bombing expose. I'm just so enthralled with it. Actually, I want that cauldron. Oh, nice. Fair enough. I do love time ebb. There's so many good blue cards. I always forget about this guy's beast handler. I guess you would consider him just a overlord. Attack with the Riding Lawhorn. Target the air servant. Ah. I almost want to just chuck the fist ring as opposed to, like with this maybe, as opposed to playing it. So maybe on something. Place a blur sliver and I feel like an idiot. Ooh. Ouch. Time ebb. Yeah. That's nice. Now I'm playing faster again. That kills me. Okay, practice game. For keepsies. Gotta do it. A little bit aggro. It's alright though. It's got direction at least. Seems like he doesn't have much early game. He's got a lot of control, card advantage kind of stuff, so could be a particularly good start against him. Wasn't gonna feign the shock he did last time. Feign the ring flush. None. That's alright. Might help when I get a corrupt. If. Hey. You could push some damage. And there's a Child of Night. Then he loses fire, which is what I would really like. Or he takes 3. I gain 4. Going up to 10 is sort of cool. It's just way more into range. It's got negates. Factoring that in. It's very difficult to predict sometimes when you should make your early alpha strikes just to push the damage. You have to consider then, of course, what's in your deck as always, and I've so many times not been insightful enough to just not push the damage when I could have when he's tapped out and stuff, when I've known my best chance at victory is getting them as low as possible and ripping those outs, but it's a difficult thing to do, particularly because you're throwing away your resources. It's very, very, very risky and sort of a Hail Mary, but it's sometimes the absolute best thing to do, right? It's a tough call. Good kid in there for 3. I sort of like that right now. These guys don't want to get through this often. Or, like, won't be getting through things maybe soon. I'm gonna do it. And then there's always the possibility that you could just take it off for some reason. And that's what I wanted, though. That is exactly what I wanted. I just want that dragon to die. I don't want that thing to kill me. Because he could have stabilized easily. If he just kept back, let's say, this thing, I didn't rip anything, he flew over me, he killed me. Very simple, but that's all I'm going to take it. Even though I'm at 30 and stuff, it goes south very quickly. You gotta put on the pressure sometimes, key points, key times. Should almost attack with both. Assuming he's going to want to kill my Festering Newt and block with the Pitchfork Devils. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. Maybe you should have held that land. I'm going to have the Academy Raider. So my only reason. Mind you, I've got the volcanic geyser, so no reason to play a land. This guy just negate. And that's a good time to end my video. I thank you for watching as always.